Chitral, a majestic specimen of the nature's artistry and nature's finest gifts, is located nearly 6,000 feet above the sea level, with its hamlets snuggled in timeless beauty, framed with a web of shimmering rivers, sparkling natural fountains, clear blue lagoons, and breathtaking mountain peaks. Chitral is inhabited by a population that lives in an extraordinary harmony with their habitat. The people of Chitral are said to have settled here, arriving from neighboring Afghanistan, Central Asia, Kashmir, and the plains of Punjab. And perhaps Chitral's most unique feature is the Shangri-La-like land of the Kalasha Tribe, living in their three valleys, Bombraith, Rambur, and Barir. Kalasha are believed to have arrived here some 3,000 years ago from the Vaigal. The Kalasha tribe refer to their own land of origin as the Siam Desh, and this name Siam Desh features in their songs and parables. The pre-Islamic and primordial Kalasha culture and faith tradition continues to amaze, inspire, and often completely bewitch a large number of tourists, researchers, and anthropologists from across the globe. And their continued interest in the Kalasha is constantly embellished by the mysteries of this land and its people. Journey to 3 Kalasha valleys is nothing short of an adventure in its own right. It is after driving on great roads, snaking through glaciers, mountain summits, and valleys, the jeeps cross over gushing rivers, through ancient bridges passing through ancient architecture, that you finally find yourself in the land of the Kalasha tribe. It is here that the just around 5,000 members of the now endangered Kalashas live with their distinct cultural heritage, evoking their deities and marking their resilient, vibrant presence despite challenges. Kalashas live in their unique houses, constructed with wood and stone. Every village has its own mason and a carpenter. Kalashas grow corn and different kinds of beans, which are also considered as key in the local economy. Amongst the fruits, walnuts and grapes are picked up with utmost care and stored. Grapes are stored in wooden shacks in a special way, and quite amazingly they remain fresh for up to 8 months. These grapes would be used to serve guests and also to make wine. A wine fermented from grapes has been made and used since the times immemorial by the Kalasha people. The wine is consumed on festivals and special occasions, and also is an important aspect of the Kalasha hospitality extended to the guests. Grapes are hand squeezed and crushed to extract the juice. which is bottled and buried in a freshly dug ground for a given time.
हम इस ग्रेप्स वाइन को तैयार करके किसी पूर्ण फेस्टिवल के दिन किसी रिश्तेदारों या कोई घर में कोई ज़रूरतमंद आ जाए उन लोगों को हम बगैर मुआवजे का देते हैं। हम इसके लिए कोई चार्ज मार्ज नहीं लेता। ये हमारा ट्रेडिशनल एक तरीका है। हम इस तरीके से इस ग्रेप्स वाइन को बनाते हैं और चौमुस के टाइम में भी हम इसको यूज़ करते हैं।
The Pool Festival is held to mark the autumn season, and it's held each year in the month of September, towards the end of the month, and it's always held in the valley of Berea, which in the local language is also called the Bereu Valley.
हम कैलाश लोग फूल को फेस्टिवल को मनाने के लिए आए हैं। ये हमारा काजमी रिवायात है जो हमारे पास दादे सब मनाते आए हैं। इस फेस्टिवल को हम इसलिए मनाते हैं कि यहाँ हम जो फ्रूट हैं चाहे ग्रेप्स हो या वालनट सारे इस टाइम में हम उतारते हैं और जमा करते हैं। और हम यहाँ सारे लोग नए कपड़े पहने हुए हैं। जिस तरह मुसलमानों का ईद होती है सब लोग खुशियाँ मनाते हैं, कोई घूमने जाते फिरने जाते, लेकिन इस तरह हमारे यहाँ हम यहाँ आकर ये फेस्टिवल मनाते हैं, डांस करते हैं, बच्चे बूढ़े सब यहाँ जमा हुए हैं। हम
The Gaderak or Qazi, who declares the beginning of the pour. He sends the message to the other valleys that the pour has commenced through a youth. And with this declaration, the Kalashas gather at the spot of Prabha, a sacred religious spot.
Ayapu amudwakti ate arote ludomano ya ate Ameriki avgeriosu. Suira. Hatte vaktari ya pu शुरू बीती से हवे सुवीर बीती से थे उचूना दिरेतपुर थे आयाल तोरी से
आते बशोनो नमो देती है तो क्या बशोनो बशे ऐसे है तो कुमारू
ऐसे बशे ये सु खीर माना पियो Banak Shai रुदिमाली.
The festival of Pour formally begins with the sacrifice of a goat, and the process is called Mario Dai. As soon as the pour begins, the Kalasha girls will form little groups. They'll run from one house to another, from one hamlet to the other, collecting walnuts and beans. And ultimately, they'll bring their reservoir food to a safe house, where boys will join hands in helping them in storing the food. This food reservoir would ultimately be taken to a water mill where it would be ground and kept safely for the festival. This watermill itself is considered as a cultural site by the Kalashas. Kalash women would prepare special outfits for the festival. Their black robes would be embroidered with colorful threads. They'll create motifs, looking at the nature around them. The motifs would be depicting vine leaves, the junipers, flowers, and religious motifs. They would also weave the chahari and seminu. These are kinds of sachets that are wrapped around the waist. Music, dance and songs are considered sacred in the Kalasha faith traditions. These are also seen as means of appeasing the deities and reaching the spirits of the elders. Special dances are held at the sacred sites of Bishal and Gri, and these are especially prepared for the festival of Pour. With the beat of the drum resonating in the air, the boys and girls, women and men will throng and gather at the charsu. They would get ready to perform their religious dancing. They will sing of historical accounts. They will chant religious prayers. They'll sing of tragic incidents and indeed of romance. One of the most famous amongst these songs is the Banak Shai, which is specific to the festival of Pour. The song unfolds the tragic tale of a Kalasha girl who climbs up a tree to save herself from rising flash flood water currents. The girl reminisces her friends and family swept away by the flood water. As the flood currents rise and its sheer force uproots the tree that she is resting on, the girl begins to sing of her own impending doom. This is an 800 years old song that never ceases to move the singers and the listeners alike, highlighting the transience of life and its sheer helplessness in the face of the force of Mother Nature. Another important song that is sung at this occasion is the one that conjures the tale of Kalasha's ancestors' migration to the Kalasha valleys from their own ancestral homelands of Siam, Desh, Marjam and Vaigal. The song highlights trials and tribulations of displacement, the memory of their own golden past. Another interesting feature of the Festival of Por is the weaving of conical flower hats. These hats are meant for young girls who are reaching their 5th birthday around or at the time of the occasion. Each girl would adorn herself with a floral hat. She would walk around with this prized possession, smiling and laughing, strutting around, knowing fully well that she looks like a fairy. With the elders, these girls wearing these beautiful floral conical hats will arrive at Charsu to participate in the dance.
हमारी रिवायत के मुताबिक इस फेस्टिवल में टोपी पहनाया जाता है। जब इन छोटे लड़कियों को टोपी पहनाते हैं, इसके बाद हम ऊपर जाते हैं। ये हमारी रिवायत के मुताबिक जब हम टोपी पहनाकर यहाँ से घूमते हैं 3 बार, इसके बाद वो टोपी हमारे लड़के जो हैं उनको हमारे एक रिवायत के मुताबिक एक लड़की जो हम मुकाबला करते हैं किसके टोपी पहले ऊपर पहुँचाया जाता है। इसके बाद हम यहाँ से ऊपर चलते हैं, वहाँ पर हमारे थोड़ा प्योर गाना गाते हैं औरतें। प्योर गाना गाने के बाद फिर हम इस फेस्टिवल को एंड कर देते हैं।
The dance ritual takes a different turn, as the boys gathered at Charsu would gather around these young girls wearing their floral hats. They would pull off their hats and run away with them. The girls would not stand there passively looking at them. They would run after them. They would chase them to regain their prized possessions. Local cheese is distributed amongst everybody at the festival of Por, and this cheese is known as Chamani. This cheese is specially served to the dance participants at the Charsu. In sync with the crest and trough of the drum beat, the dancing feet too would either speed up or slow down. To a foreign eye or ear, the drum beat and the dance might appear and sound rather repetitive, but nothing could be farther from the truth.
Magician Ruhmune Bumburetne Maipu Biriu Ashukuria Karimdai Maibati Abi Sheki Action Grea Maibati Maisom Tahun Kara A Magician Bati Abokoshan Ashukuria Dakarimdai Mimisom Abokoshan Asam Magician Asom At Savisom Suda Gada Busulman Baya Kalasha Baya Maisom Saf Maisom Tahun Karindai Mai Pishukuria Hada Karindai Maisom Tifak Karindai Hare Krom Maisom Tifakuna Krom Karindai Ane Karik Bamdai Ane Kasaji Shikatonik Nevam Harek Tawaju Maisom Karindai Ochmatas Toju Shenki Maisom Beli Maisom Sabshian.
There are at least 13 different kinds of drum beats, which correspond to just as many different kinds of dancing styles. The fast dance is called Cha. Whereas the dance which is not so fast, and it goes from fast to slow, is called Dhoshak. And then there is the slow dance, which is known as the Drasha Lick. These three names also refer to three different kinds of drum beats, and also the kinds of songs which are sung. There's a whole spectrum of songs, various drum beats, various dance styles, which are being transferred from one generation to the other amongst the Kalashas. And these festivals are the vehicles. These festivals are the means and the vessels that bridge past with present, ensuring that this cultural legacy moves on to the future. An important ritual of the festival of Por is carried out on the last day. This ritual is carried out by women. A woman would walk out from a big gathering of other women with a veil on her face. As the woman with veil steps out, she reaches out to a tree, whereas the other women, they make a circle around the tree, and then a dance begins. This is a dance of fertility that exemplifies rebirth, reinvigoration, rejuvenation. This ritual also personifies human beings' relationship with their environment. Despite their radiant faces, their enthusiasm, their vibrant cultural festivals, the Kalasha remain an endangered minority. Not just their cultural identity, but their very existence is threatened. Swamped by other religions and religious missionaries, there are conversions. Very few opportunities for youth mean youth migrating from the Kalasha valleys in pursuit of better economic life.
थारो वजह शोई कि यहाँ से पृष्टि अकलियत कलश अक्सरियत शोई ज़्यादा अस्तांगी हाथे हमारा दिलचस्पी शोई हाथे दिलचस्पी सोरो तान दस्तूर करो शोनी तान खासिफो करो शोनी हाँ से कलश काम भी कहती थी हैरान दिलचस्पी नहीं क्या देहा 5 कुशुन क्या दे 10 कुशुन क्या दे आप सिर्फ इस पहाया गुरु चक्रमत गोला फुक अक्सरियत शेर कलाशो बाकी पूरा 5-6 कुशुन 10-15 कुशुन तोरी कलाश में बेची हैगें दी थी हैरान दिलचस्पी दिखी आज इस पर सिकुला दी है इस पर है हरो कलाशो दस्तूर छिचई को पचन क्या नाफरी निकी से कहाँ से सिकुला सबाग्रान पहुंचा पत जोशपत Beko heradi as Niki. Nafri Niki.
The festival of Por comes to an end. Next year, there would be new celebrations, but the question remains for how long. The pressures upon Kalashas are mounting. With each day passing, they're becoming more vulnerable than before. Yet, the Kalasha elders feel their uninterrupted cultural heritage could still be salvaged if only the world around them holds their hand.